You do it, they never thought he could, but deep inside he always knew he would. That's why he ain't over, but be on top. That's what he does now. If you don't come along, it's gonna be a beat down.
Samoa Joe recently became the AEW World Heavyweight Champion at AEW World's End on December 30th, 2023. And with Impact Wrestling now being known as TNA once again, I thought I'd take a trip down memory lane to revisit the time he chose to sign with TNA over WWE in 2005. And when that happened, he went on quite the undefeated streak from his debut match at Slammiversary to his subsequent dominance in the 2005 TNA Super X Cup tournament, eventually winning. But it's what happened during the finals where the longest reigning Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion defeated AJ Styles following interference from Christopher Daniels, and because of this interference, TNA Director of Authority Larry Zbyszko booked quite arguably the greatest triple threat match in wrestling history, depending on who you ask, at TNA Unbreakable 2005 between the undefeated Samoa Joe, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and the fallen angel Christopher Daniels for the X Division Championship. And with the ongoing debate about what is the greatest triple threat match of all time on social media, especially after that great three-way match between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre at last year's WrestleMania, I thought I'd revisit this match one more time and give my thoughts as everything unfolds. So let's sit back, relax, and determine if the X Division Championship three-way at TNA Unbreakable 2005 is the greatest of all time and or a timeless classic. On September 11, 2005, live from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, TNA presented the first ever Unbreakable event, the only event with this name to take place until 2019's Impact Plus exclusive event, which was headlined by the highly acclaimed triple threat match as the longest reigning champion at the time. Christopher Daniels defended the TNA X Division Championship against the man he screwed out of the Super X Cup, AJ Styles, and the winner of the Cup and the undefeated Samoa Joe in the main event. And to be honest, it's been quite a while since I've seen this match, so let's see if this still holds up to this day. The match kicked off with the challengers taking the fight to the champion before turning their assault into a game of one-upsmanship early on. A defiant Daniels tried to brush it off, but was laid out for his trouble. After dealing with the champion, Styles and Joe immediately turned their attention to one another with some nice offense, including Joe living up to his submission machine moniker before Daniels came in and broke the hold and fought both men briefly before once again getting dispatched of by Joe. Throughout the match in the early stages, the action was incredibly high octane. I didn't even bother taking notes because I was so invested. Shout out to the crowd for eating everything up at this point in the match. Every time Joe had Styles rock, Daniels would intercept and leave the undefeated machine reeling before the action spilled to the outside, where Joe and Daniels were fighting until Styles came out of nowhere with a beautiful springboard shooting star press. The future WWE champion was so graceful with this one, it was actually insane to see. After that shooting star press, Styles and Joe continued the fight in the ring before AJ connected with his beautiful drop kick. I know Randy Orton is praised for his drop kick, but AJ is up there as one of the best to hit that move. Daniels came back into the fight and had both men reeling before attempting to hit a monkey flip on Styles, but AJ repositioned mid-move and turned it into a Hurricanrana on Samoa Joe, a move that got me out of my seat to the point where I had to rewind it to see it happen again and again. I couldn't believe it. After briefly dispatching of Styles, Daniels and Joe had an exchange before Daniels tried to roll up Joe, but Daniels forgot to protect his neck and was caught with the Coquito clutch by Joe, almost tapping out, but the hold was broken up by a beautiful spiral tap by AJ Styles. This match was insane at this point. At this point in the match, there was no slowing down, as every time AJ had Daniels rock, Joe was right there and laid him out before connecting with a beautiful sliding drop kick to Daniels, who was caught up in the trio roll in the corner. After Daniels connected with a standing Death Valley driver, the match was at a standstill as the crowd continued to praise all three men with respective chants. The fight between Daniels and Styles spilled to the outside, and then it was look out below as a moving truck came in full steam ahead when Samoa Joe connected with a corkscrew tope on both men, which was so insane that even commentary lost their minds, and I completely understood. Towards the end, Joe was looking for the muscle buster on the champion, but he was stopped by AJ before both men were sent crashing to the mat by the strength of Samoa Joe. I can't even explain how great this match is. Joe laid out AJ with a nice German suplex before finally connecting with a muscle buster on Styles. Daniels tried to use the title belt, but Joe saw him coming and connected with a nice snap suplex. Joe teased using the belt, but as the official tried to get the belt away from him, Daniels connected with a standing enziguri while Joe had the belt in his face, taking Joe out of the picture for the moment. Styles and Daniels then proceeded to have a nice exchange between the two, including Daniels hitting a nice blue thunder bomb for a very close near fall, and then the champion finally connected with the BME best moonsault ever before Joe broke the pin at 1. After Daniels absorbed Joe's kicks and dispatched of the Samoan submission machine with a rolling cutter, crossroads if you want to be specific, Daniels and Styles continued to go at it, including Styles' springboard reverse DDT getting a very close near fall. After a superplex by Daniels to Styles, Joe slowly crawled back into the ring as the crowd was hyping everyone back into the fight until Joe connected with a powerbomb, but Daniels kicked out, but Joe was quick with it and connected with a STF until Daniels slowly but surely made his way to the rope to cause the rope break. What a match, man. They are not done. Joe then turned his focus to AJ Styles for a moment until Styles connected with a Pele on Joe before showing off his strength at this point in the match with a torture rack into a spinning slam before getting a very close near fall. Daniels got back in the fight as Styles couldn't believe that Joe kicked out before AJ finally connected with the Styles Clash for a 2 count due to Joe breaking it up just in time. After dispatching of Styles, Joe took the fight to Daniels until Joe's momentum sent him crashing to the floor. I had to rewind the finish of this match at least twice because I had to take notes, but after Joe was out of the picture, an exhausted Daniels and Styles started slugging it out until Daniels raked the eyes and went for the Angel's wings until AJ Styles shifted his weight and reversed the move into a bridge pin to pick up the surprise win to become the first ever 5-time X Division champion. Samoa Joe remains undefeated because he wasn't pinned, but in the end, AJ Styles out-wrestled Daniels to achieve that win. And you know what, before I get my final thoughts, I gotta rewatch this match again, BRB.
20 minutes later.
Boy, I had to go take a walk after watching that. What a match. I enjoyed that 3-way a lot.
Pause, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go, pause.
That is not what I meant. Anyways. Now let us take this time to process what we just witnessed. At the time of this recording, it is the beginning of 2024, and this match would have taken place 19 years ago as of this upcoming September. And when I tell you this match will forever hold the moniker of the greatest triple threat match of all time, I wish I was kidding. From Christopher Daniels' obsession with remaining X Division champion to the point where his confidence came back to bite him in the ass at the end, to Samoa Joe's dominance, to AJ Styles' determination to overcome the odds, nobody in this match was the oddball out. It was perfectly timed, it was very well paced, and all 3 men fed off of each other perfectly. Hell, I had to watch this match 2 additional times to make sure I got all my notes down properly because I kept finding myself zoning out and getting highly invested into the match. There is nothing more that can be said about this match outside of the obvious, and that this match right here will never age poorly. This is a match that you show people to get them into wrestling. This is a match that if you're training to become a professional wrestler, you better study this match because you had everything you could ever ask for in this match, from Samoa Joe's dominance and power offense, which he of course showed that he can match his 2 opponents' aerial offense with some great airtime of his own, to AJ Styles pulling out all the stops to fight back. But you can't dismiss Christopher Daniels in this match as well. This man showed up obsessed with retaining his X Division title no matter what, and he was out here hitting moves I haven't seen hit this clean in a long time. Hell, even seeing AJ hit the spiral tap to break up the Coquito clutch got me jumping out of my seat as if I was watching this match back for the very first time. And without further delay, I can confidently answer my own question of, is this the greatest triple threat 3-way match of all time with an astounding Hell yeah. Of course, there's some great triple threat matches that have come out ever since this match went down, but when you're seeing online debates about is this match the greatest or is this match the greatest, I can confidently say that those matches are one of the greatest, but the one that will top my list of greatest of all time will forever be Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles at TNA Unbreakable 2005, and I will stand on business with that answer every single time. And with TNA being hard to kill, pun intended, my opinion on this being the greatest triple threat of all time will also be hard to kill. But I want to hear from you guys. Sign off in the comments using the hashtag Unbreakable. Do you consider this to be the greatest triple threat match of all time? If not, what is your great triple threat you've ever seen in your life? I want to hear from you. And when you're done there and you've enjoyed this summary, make sure you hit the phenomenal forearm on that like button, because when you interact with the video, the algorithm tells YouTube you liked it and they'll push it further up, which will help the channel out immensely. And then you can hit the Pele on the subscribe button with the notification bells turned on, as we're vastly approaching 10K subscribers on this channel. Hopefully you guys had a great new year thus far, and I will catch you on the next one. Y'all be breezy.
It's still eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Try to violate my peace, and I'm quick to hit delete. Got a V trigger coming for you, Twitter typing tough guys. Dealing with the real deal, now you better recognize. I'm tired of being humble, but they can't knock me out. Wreck everyone and leave, this what it's all about. I'm the man around here, yeah, I'm meant to prove it. They said it's ludicrous, I said they better move it. There's main event in my name, look how I'm getting these gains. I'm up, while they down, this ain't a game, it's just me, oos. Day one from the jump, but I'm still born a king.